Hey everyone, Paul Stevens, lunchhourweb.com here. Today I'm going to show you how to create a blog image. This will be an image that goes at the top of your blog for every one of your posts, and it's going to look a lot like this. Now the reason that is because if you look at a blog without the image, it just starts right with the text, doesn't really give any introduction. This nice little blog image right here, which can be customizable by you, will just make your blog look that much more professional. So stick around and we'll get started. Okay, to get started, we are going to use our Inkscape program that we've used in the past to create Twitter banner, YouTube banner, and thumbnails and other stuff like that. If you're interested in creating any of those, check out my earlier videos and definitely show you some more about how to use Inkscape. But by this time, if you've been following my videos, you should have been using Inkscape a couple of times, and we can get started. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a rectangle. So go ahead and choose whatever color you want. The color really isn't important at this point, and you're going to select the rectangle and just drag it into rectangle size. We're going to create the exact images by coming over to our transform bar. Up at the top, we want to choose pixels, and we want to choose 1024 by 512 pixels. Click apply, and it will resize. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some text to this box. So let's go ahead and open this up, and we'll just say, 10 tips to a successful blog image. Now, I don't really have 10 tips for this, but it's really just generic text that we're going to be using right now, and you can replace this for every blog title you have going forward. Go and remember to set your text font. So again, I use Tahoma, but if you're using other fonts more often, definitely do that. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave it about 72. And let's go ahead and bold that text as well. You can always resize, move stuff around as you need to. You can also press enter, move the text around as you need. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and also add in a logo. So I'm going to come here to my Lunch Hour Web logos. So I just come here, my desktop, Lunch Hour Web, images, logos. Logos, that was the right one. I'm going to open up another Inkscape savings that I already had. You want to open this up in Inkscape so you can resize. You don't want to just import an image. So I'm going to grab this right here and just do a copy. And so I can jump back to my other Inkscape program and paste. From here, I want to object and I want to group these together. So I had two different, if you see what I did, ungrouped means I can move these separately. And if I go to object and group, let me highlight both of them. I can't move them separately. It doesn't matter which object I select, I can't move them separately. I'm also going to bring that up into my box here, image, and I'm going to resize it since this is way too big. So what I normally do is just go by percentage, and let's just say, let's go 85%. By 85. Again, we want to scale it proportionately and apply. We'll just do that a few times until it looks about the right size. There we go. That's not really important. It is nice so if other people can't steal or use your images without obviously crediting it to you. That is completely up to you. You can also add other items to this as well. But the point is, now that you have this all together, highlight everything, hold down Control D, and that will duplicate, and then move it down here. Select just the background, and you can change the background color. Do it again. Control D to create a duplicate. and select just the background, and you can create a different background color, excuse me. So you can do this as many times as you want, and you now have, you'll notice, multiple different colors, and as you're creating, you can choose whichever color you want for your blog post, and you can obviously just change the text by double clicking on the text and renaming it however you want. You can do more on that as well. So let's say you want to add some circles. Just create a little circle, put it on here, Control D, duplicate, resize, duplicate, resize, duplicate, resize. Do it however you want, and then just come back here and press page down to get the picture below any image you have on there. You can do that as well. You can create little stars, circles, stripes, whatever it is you want to just spruce up your image just a little bit more. One other thing I want to do, and I want to show you how I create this from a blue to a black shade. So let's go ahead and copy this one right here, just duplicate it, and we'll bring it down. And let me move my webcam up, and this time we're going to go to the fill and stroke menu. A Shift Control F if you're not seeing it. And I want to select just the background, and you'll show it has my gray color scheme right here. And I'm going to click this linear gradient. And what it does is it changes it from a gray to a white. Now it's not very easy to see. Let's go ahead and choose blue. We'll choose linear gradient. Now you can see it's blue, and I'll just zoom in here. It's changing this from a darker blue on the left hand side to white on the right hand side. By clicking on that, I can also click this little edit button. You notice I have this square and this circle. What the square does, by moving this around, it allows me to change where the source of the blue comes from. So maybe I want the source of blue in the upper right. And this circle, I can drag the circle, and it'll show where the white is coming from, which angle the white is coming from. By selecting each section, I can also change the color. So I want that to be red, and I want this to be black. I can do it that way as well. So I'm going to, let's go back to the blue. And there we have this. If I don't want my font to be in black, I can just select the font and choose white. And then it will have an image like it's cut out. It'll look more like it is cut out of the picture in the same screen, same color as the background. Of course, if you had a black background or you posted this image on a social media that has a different color background, it's not going to look the same as a background, but that's how it's going to look. Now that you're ready to go, all you need to do is select your blog image. Let me move this back down, and we're going to choose our export image. And again, remember, we want this to export as 1024 by 512 pixels. Let's go click export as, and we'll just save it to our lunch hour web images, and let's create a new folder here. Let's call this blog images, and I'll just call this sample. Well, let's say blog. Well, what was the title of this? 10 tips for blog image. You're gonna name it however you want, of course. And then one last key, you do have to click this export button right here. So now when I come over my lunch hour web images, I can go to blog images, and I have this right here. There you go. Back over to Zoho. The last step, of course, is adding your blog image to your blog post. Most of you know how to do this already, but I'll do a quick recap of how to do this process. Go to your Zoho.com, log in, and jump down to Sites, and edit your site. And we're going to jump to our blog page. We have this blog post right there. Let's come down to Word document template. And actually, before I want that, let's go and upload an image to that post. And let's say the purple. I'm not being, well, let's do this light. Well, yeah, we'll do purple. Word document template. How to. You know, it's all I'm doing is resizing, moving my text around, Control Z. And let's go ahead and export this. Word doc template. Give it a name and export again, 1024 by 512 pixels. Shrink this down, and I can edit my post, bring in an image, upload a file, and you notice I have a few other ones that I've tested from before. Jump back to our folder, image, blog, images, Word document template. You don't want to create you don't want to put it in a caption here, because that's going to post a small little text below your picture. But you can put in some alternate text. That's in case it doesn't show on a website for whatever reason. Images aren't displaying, so maybe someone has it blocked in their browser. You can create alternate text right there. It's going to say there is an image. So let's go ahead and publish our post. And now, when we come back to lunchhourweb.com, I'm not in Zoho, I'm not an editor, I'm just viewing what this looks like. Come to our blog, open up, you'll see that we have that purple logo that image that we just created. And it just adds a little bit extra element to your blog post. Notice you can also click on these images. They're going to open up in a nice little image viewer, and they have a little pin icon there so people can pin your image in your post. So that's another nice little benefit. Guys, I hope that was helpful for you. If it was, click the like and subscribe buttons below and comment with any questions, and I look forward to hearing from you. Hope this was helpful. You guys have a great day.